Hello, everybody. If you're watching this, my name is Maria Jimenez, and I am part of the Fieldwork uh, Fieldwork team here at Common Power, and this is my colleague Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jessica. Welcome to our one-on-one training Intro to Common Power Fieldwork.
Awesome, thank you. So a few housekeeping, even though this is a little weird because it's on video, but Zoom reminders, if you ever are on Zoom, mute yourself when you're not speaking, save your questions for Q&A time, or use the chat. All resources we mentioned will be sent to you via email after training. And you don't have to turn on your camera, but would love to see your face. Agenda. So today's agenda for our training 101 is introducing the Fieldwork team, going over the Common Power values, the CP way, going over our Fieldwork principles, and then we're going to talk about how to take action with us, how we organize, and upcoming, actually we won't be talking about upcoming events here, but yes. Awesome. Okay, the Fieldwork team. So we have Ben, who's strategy and operations, myself, who's in charge of volunteer training and engagement in Washington. Huya Suri is our state teams and political analysis guru here. Jessica Louie, remote operations and volunteer engagement, and Jenny Ruiz, volunteer training and political moon. And then we have, of course, our executive director, Charles Douglas, who's our advisor and keeper of the flame. Our common power value is the CP way. Our mindset is that we believe democracy should be just and inclusive, and we have a responsibility to make it so by action. Mojo is that we do this work together, and we in community and in teams, and we prioritize and amplify next generation leaders. And then finally, mobilize. We register and catalyze voters in key states, and we follow the lead of our partner organizations. Now we're going to watch a little video just to show you a little bit about how our principles are seen on the ground and our values. Go ahead, Jessica.
Every single direction I look, I get another 10 reasons as to why I'm doing this. The evidence is all around us. If you just open your eyes, it's really hard to find a reason to quit. I'm a Black man with twists in my hair. To a lot of people, that's aggressive. And there's an understanding of that. But to other audiences, it's welcoming. It's different when you come to the door and you see somebody who looks just like you. I do believe that the same way people can lock in and become personal with me because I'm Black, I've seen it also work the other way around. A lot of people become more comfortable and have more faith in this movement when they see unfamiliar faces doing the work as well. And so there was a lot of people, especially a lot of older people, that locked in on Carrie the same way that people locked in on me. And so that's why, it's so amazing to have groups where we have so many different faces.
This little girl just wants to help. And it really inspired me because she just heard voting and she heard this is important and she wanted to join us.
We give people hope and ourselves hope by just talking about voting, by actually going out and knocking on somebody's door and saying, yeah, it does matter. I believe it matters for you.
We move people, they move us, and we learn about the folks we're traveling with. That's why I keep coming back.
Some of the trepidation that people have about going in the field is, well, how is this going to work? You go through a couple of houses and you're partnered with people who have been in the field and you pick it up. And we ask you, you don't have to conform entirely to the way that somebody does something. We show you how to do it, and we ask you to bring who you are to the table as well. We're seeing that with these testimonials. It is who people are and what experiences that they have that allows them to connect.
Awesome, awesome. Great video. Now, taking action is important, and we do this by door knocking, phone banking, text banking, and postcarding. These are some of the different ways that we work here at Common Power to ensure that voters out there understand the process and are being engaged. But our priority is mostly door knocking, and how we do it is what matters more. How we field work, we do this in teams, in community, and with local partners. CP fieldwork principles are really important. And so we intentionally work across race and generation, and you'll see this across all of our teams. Just not just the people that are volunteering, but also the people that are leading the teams. You will see this generational interracial component and like throughout our teams. Our value is more than just numbers. We say that, you know, it's not just about the number of doors that we may knock together. It's also about building this community and being able to do this together as a community. And trust the process of our partner organizations and respect the time they give us. When we are on the ground, our partners are super grateful for us. So we must remember that we are coming from outside of their communities, and we're going to do whatever possible we can to support in the way that they need it the most. If it will help, we won't say no. We are ready to be of service. It's kind of going back to this trusting the process of our partners and understanding that their needs might be different than what we think their needs might be. So, and also in the understanding that their communities are unique to them and they are better known by them. So it is truly our job as volunteers in another state, in another city or community to abide for whatever they need the most in the time that we're there. How can you take action in state teams and in squads? Go ahead, Jessica.
All right. Okay, so number one is in state teams, travel and come door knock with us. Okay, our state teams. So here at Common Power, we travel in community across the country and partner with local organizations to knock on doors and get out the vote. So some key elements of the way that we do state teams here in Common Power is that all of our volunteers, they pay their own way and they can join for any number of days. Our trips in the fall are always about 5 days long. We have 2 end travel dates and we end up door knocking for about 3 to 4 days. Another key part is we have team leads to guide our volunteers. They'll take you through the entire process from the pre-departure stuff all the way to what you're going to do on the ground the day of when you're out there in the field. We also work with partnerships with local efforts. We always partner with an organization or the state party so that we are the most informed volunteers when we're on the ground. And then lastly, we have Fieldwork Assembly, which is some special programming that the Fieldwork team creates so that we can continue to learn and be in these shared community spaces together and learn from each other in the communities that we enter. The Fieldwork equation. So these are the 3 kind of categories that really guide our programming on the ground. So number 1 is voter engagement. This is literally what we do when we are in the field. We talk to voters, we inform them on how to vote, where and when to vote, what candidates to vote for, and we do it in teams and partners and door knock on different neighborhoods together. The second key part is political education. So that's a little bit of a part of the Fieldwork Assembly programming. We always want to invite local experts, local professors or activists to come and talk to us so that we can be more informed about the issues that the voters care about. A lot of us go and travel from different places to arrive in certain neighborhoods to door knock in. And so we want to make sure that we get that education before that we go ahead and talk to voters. And number 3 is leadership development. We have a lot of young people come and join us on these trips. And so we like to carve out spaces where they can learn from others, especially from people who've had careers in the civic space. And we make sure that we are intentional with our time on the ground with young people and to give them the opportunity to develop their leadership skills. And across all 3 of these kind of categories, we are always working across difference, whether it's across race or age. We make sure to have intentional conversations in community, and that can look like different workshops, it can look like debriefs, but that is key to all of our programming. Okay, where is CP traveling? This is a live slide right now, so all of these will constantly change, but in the fall in 2024, we are going to be traveling to over a dozen states to knock on doors for the November election. And this map is shows you exactly where our priorities are. This is their national priority map. And so we've color coded it so that you guys can see exactly where our priorities according to make the most impact on a single door. Right now, in this moment, we are looking for more volunteers in certain states, if only because a lot of our other trips are filling up. So if you do have extra time and capacity to choose where you want to go, we are looking for more volunteers in Michigan, Montana, North Carolina, Texas, Ohio, and then also California and Georgia. I'll throw that out there. We'll go through how to exactly join these state teams in the end, but we are traveling a bunch in the fall. It'll be every single weekend starting September 20th all the way through Election Day. State teams into regions. And so we are operating in so many different state teams. And so we've organized our teams into a regional model to make it more efficient for our volunteers to move easily from state to state and not have to go to 15 different Zoom meetings. So each region hosts a cluster of states that are similar in terms of political culture and also location or distance. And so every state team will fold into a regional model. And so instead of going to 4 meetings for Team California, Montana, and Oregon, you can go to one regional meeting, the West regional meeting, every 2 weeks, and we will cover content from all 4 states. And so if you are looking to travel, just know that the team meetings and trips coming up will be organized in this way. And just another way to also look at it, if you are planning your travel for the fall and you have the opportunity to travel multiple times, we've also staggered our trip dates by region for volunteers to easily hop to neighboring states. And so our suggestion to you is to just follow the region or follow the color road. And as you can see, if you are going to be in Montana and you also have a week off the next week, you can hop from Montana to California to Oregon, back to Montana to California. And so this is how we've organized our dates so you can maximize your time with us without traveling too far. And here is our official general election travel calendar. This document is also live. Almost all of these dates are completely confirmed, but this is a good bird's eye view exactly where Common Power will be starting September. And we'll, as you can see, be door knocking every single weekend. So if you have a weekend available, just pick a place and we'll be there. Okay, and how do you actually join a state team? So there are multiple steps to this process, and we'll just show you step by step. Number 1 is to go to the website. That is where all of our documents and resources will live, especially for fieldwork. And you can go straight to the volunteer button and hit that find action button. After you hit the find action button, you're going to see our official state map, and you are able to click on individual states that you're interested in if you hover over them. And as you can see, if I hover over Nevada, you'll see who the team leads are, and you'll be able to actually click on that state and then see how to actually join the group. So when you click on that state map, individual state, it'll take you to this mobilize page to join the group. This group is not a commitment to go travel, but rather it's just a way to stay in the loop for the upcoming emails and updates and travel information that team leads send out every single week. And then if you decide then you're looking at the information, you're like, I can do this, I want to join, you're then going to fill out the official trip sign up forms. The team leads are responsible for consistently sending out those sign up forms repeatedly every single week. And so as long as you are part of that group, you'll have access to the form and you can fill it out, and then you'll be officially joining our teams on the ground. Okay. And alternatively, if you can't travel, or you don't want to travel, you could also take action at home. And so the way that we do that is in squads. Remote action opportunities. So these are just opportunities to contact voters all across the country right from your phone, right from your home, anywhere and anytime. And so we really welcome our volunteers to support our partners in the work that we are also doing on the ground through phone banks, text banks, postcarding, and letter writing. So these are great opportunities. If you can't travel, you can still make that impact and talk to voters. But we never do action alone. Even remote action, we do it in squads, we do it in community. So squads is our separate fieldwork program to really invite your friends and neighbors into the action with you. And what's special about this program is, number 1, you get regular prompts for action. Those action opportunities are the phone banks, text banks, and postcarding opportunities. You get curated action opportunities as decided by the fieldwork team. And so we'll tell you what our priorities are. If you have 1 hour of time to spare this week, this is the one film bank you should go to. And you'll get those curated action lists every 2 weeks. And then also you have an opportunity to create your own civic community. You know, a lot of what's special about Common Power is the people that we work with. And so what we are encouraging that is if you're not here in Seattle, if you're not here in the field, start your own civic community, invite your friends and start doing work together. It makes it a lot more sustainable and a lot more fun. And number 4, you get to do it on your own schedule. Remote action is extremely flexible. So anytime you have an hour to spare, maybe once a week or even once a month, we do encourage you to make impact with that time. And so you can do anything you want in the space of your own schedule. And we'll have an upcoming info session on the first Wednesday of every month. So if you're interested, you can check those out on our website. Okay, questions? We're not going to pause for questions now. And I'll pass it back to MJ.
Thank you, Jessica. Great. Okay, so you've seen all the different parts of how do you get engaged with CP and fieldwork. And so now it's like, I'm ready. How do I get started? I'm going to take you on a little exploration of our Common Power website so that you can see for yourself how to navigate it. And Jessica showed us a little bit about how, like the step-by-step, but I'm going to actually show you what it looks like on the actual website. So give me 1 second. And Jessica, let me know if you can see it once I have it here on my computer. And of course, there it is. Okay. Okay, are we good? Awesome. So we are here on our Common Power website, and you see all these different tabs. The one that you most certainly want to explore the most will be our volunteer tab here. And that one will have different other tabs that you can explore, but I want to go to our Find Action tab right now to show you how to have those steps that we went through earlier, and to show you where you can find all the important information. So you go to Find Action, and fun fact, that's me. It was, I believe, in Pennsylvania. I'm not yet the Phillies. It was awesome. And this is how you can get involved and do some door knocking with us. So we're volunteers for voters, and then you get to choose how you want to start volunteering with us, right? You can do it by location. If you do it by location, it will take you to this map that Jessica pointed out earlier. And as she mentioned, you can click on any of these different states and go right into their, like for example, Washington. You go right into their sign up for receiving updates and emails from the team leads to inform you on what's happening with that state. If we go back to the map, are we on the map? Yes. If we go back to the map, then we go back to by activity. If you go by activity, then you get our volunteer activity log, and this is our fieldwork calendar. So this is where you can find all the opportunities, include travel, I believe, as well as some remote work and our trainings. So this is really where you want to look for any of the fieldwork related events that are going to be upcoming, and any travel. So that's where you want to find that. And then if we go back, oh, this is important. Before I skip out on this, this is our CP Common Power Volunteer Travel Guide. And it has all the information that is on this presentation here live on this document on our website. So if you go on this website, and you're on our website, you're looking through these, this is going to be similar of what we just showed you. But this will, as Jessica, I believe, also mentioned, this might change. So you always want to come back and look at it and make sure that the information is as you saw it before, or if it's changed, that you know the updates. But this is going to be consistently, monitored by us as well. And you can find all the important information here, including the links to all the different state teams mobilized pages. But I wanted to show you all that. And then if we go back by date, I think that's similar to our fieldwork calendar. So there you go. That's how you would explore our volunteer tab. I'm going to stop sharing and go back to the presentation. Awesome, thank you, Jessica. And then, oh, we went through all the calendar, but yeah, but all this. This is really important as well. This is how we organize. We use Slack to bring everybody together in communication as a community, as volunteer community. So this is definitely where you want to make sure to be at if you want to learn about the different states. You can choose which state you want to communicate with, and these different channels you see here on the right. And so this is a really important app that you want to download and also sign up for our Slack, for our Common Power Slacks, so that you access to team leads, access to the fieldwork team, access to the different volunteers and peers that you will be on the ground with. Come for the work, stay for the people. This is something that we love to say here at Common Power. As you saw earlier in our values and our principles, community is a big part of who we are, and actually is what makes us different from a lot of the other organizations. And so we are unique in that way. And so I think that people tend to come to learn about these opportunities, but then they eventually stay because they love the community and they stay for the folks that they've been canvassing with. And then upcoming, these are the different other trainings. You are currently at 101. So the next one that you might want to try out is Volunteer Training 102. This is our guide to voter engagement. So you'll learn a little bit more in depth about how do we talk to voters when we're at the doors. Volunteer Training 201 is building a just and inclusive community. This is more about coming across difference and building that community with care and support. So this is another really great volunteer training we have available, led by Dr. Gary and Devin Gary and Mary Ingram. And then we also have our volunteer traveling 103, which is our traveling with CP. And this is going to go even more in depth than what we talked about in terms of traveling with Common Power today. And so you want to definitely check that one out if you're for sure wanting to travel with us and understanding more about what that looks like. And then join our upcoming trainings to best prepare for this fall. And if you have any other questions, make sure to check out our FAQ doc and volunteer travel guide. These are all resources that are also on our website, so you don't miss out. And then our email, please email us with any questions at volunteerhelp@commonpower.org. Great, thank you so much for joining this video recording of the 101, and we hope to see you at other trainings. Bye.
Bye.